Oh, yeah, the moment I've been waiting for. It's about to go down. Maybe that should be my new intro. All right, anyway, cue the intro today. Dawn. Oh, yeah. This is Bass Reeves, and I am the geek protagonist. And today we have Marshall Bass Reeves, Allegiance Comics. Check it out. I love these symbols, man. Allegiance, if I ever do get to make a comic, can I steal this from you? I'll give you the credit. I will give you the credit. This is just amazing. Let me adjust this real quick. There we go. It's amazing. So, if you don't know who Bass Reeves is, before I even go into this, I have actually a book on this guy. This guy was a real life Lone Ranger. If you watch Django, take Django with the slave part, but instead of being a bounty hunter, he became a lawman. One of the most BA lawmen you will ever see. What he did, the stories about him, bullets bounced off of his belts and stuff. He would tear up men, and he has a huge record for bringing in the bad guys. He was a real world Lone Ranger. And if they made a movie about this guy, I think it'd be great. Actually, I think they should. This would be a great character for everyone, but especially African Americans, to realize that in the Old West, we did have some just tough guys. Now, Bass Reeves is written by Kevin Grevioux. If you're wondering who that is the guy that played Raze in Underworld. He also wrote Underworld. Frankenstein, a few others. He's he's the deep voice. And he's a big muscular dude. Talented writer. He actually is the creator of Blue Marvel for Marvel Comics. And to me, Blue Marvel looks like him. And if they ever do a Blue Marvel movie, which they should do a Blue Marvel movie with Adam Bashir, because that would be awesome, Marvel, if you would do that, Marvel. Especially with him from back in the day. If you do the race relations thing and put it in the past, kind of like Wonder Woman, and then move it up to a little further to when he gets discovered again at the end of the movie, because he did a whole thing about him being in the past and how he had to deal with the racial tensions. When they found out he was a black man and they were afraid of a black man being that powerful. Now, that wouldn't make an awesome movie. Not at all. And Kevin should play him, because Kevin has the build for him. He should play him. But the voice would be kind of deep. But Kevin is a very good writer. He's written some other stuff too. You should look him up. He's a very talented brother. David Williams is the artist. Kelsey Shannon is the colorist. David Williams and Kelsey Shannon did the cover. Eric Weathers is the letterer. Hernan Octavio, color flatter. Wow, that guy's busy. Patrick Stiles, the editor. Chris Kendrick, design and layout. So this thing opens up, first off, which I loved. It opened up with a gunfight. You see the gunfight, it's like with the sheriff or a marshal. It's like you're still there. Next thing you know, you see the marshal coming in a body bag, calls his wife who's pregnant. You see a situation, they're talking, and they're talking about how they need a new kind of lawman, because that's what always happens in the West. You need that hero. And it's so cool, because as they go through it and they kind of do that introduction, that feel for it to see why they need him, you get a bunch of guys around the fire. Now, what's awesome is these stories were really told about Bass Reeves. People didn't always know what he looked like. They actually kind of hinted to him looking more like John Henry Irons. And then they talk about how he carries these guns, black guns that look more like cannons with triggers and stuff. And they're just telling these crazy stories. Check it out. Look at the cannon. Also, too, that would just be an awesome character with guns like that. And they talk about his ghost white horse, and he wore the buckle with the stag on it. I think it was a stag. Him picking up like a cow out of the mud Now, there are actual real stories about this dude I read about where like he literally beat people who were like twice his size. Like he apparently was very inhumanly strong. Like he like of course they do the we're gonna add the flair to it, but like apparently like he did take down people with his bare hands and outstrength them. He would do this thing where he would sing and he would pop up on them. He was a fast draw. He was a lawman. He was cold, vicious, calculated, but he was fair. He shows them when how he gets on the group and he ambushes them, and they're talking about the jurisdiction and with the Native Americans, and he's all about the law. And as he like they're dealing with stuff, it's very cool. He catches this dude lying in a courthouse. And you do get a great sense of who Bass Reeves is. This is a really good establishment. And also, I just like the artwork. It just has this, I don't know, it has this feel to it. Like, it's a lot of character in his face. Like, look at his face design. And there's so much to it. And it really establishes who he is as a lawman, as a black man in America, how they see him. Your real name, like it's so good, but then he's also like a Christian man, and he wants to let it go, but he can't help it. It's like something draws him to the law. You see him with his son, where he's blacksmithing. His son's all excited about the guns and stuff. He's shoot, and like he's trying to teach him, and there's a prayer, and then you see him like with his family. I'm not trying to show too much to mess with anything. But yeah, like there's a lot to it. Him and his son witnesses something dangerous, something with the store owner, how bad it could be with outlaws, and Bass did turn it down, and this is when he got into his next mode of becoming a lawman, and how he had to teach his son about how it's not cool because his son's like, oh, look at the guns, and he explains to his son like how you better obey the law. Guns and obeying the laws are responsibilities. They're not toys made for your pleasure. Do you understand? And he's like, they're tools for justice. And you see like this rage on his face and he swears in, even though his wife didn't want him to. But he feels like I have to, do justice. And she prays, and he becomes the United States Marshal. And this dude turns it up, man. And I just love this artwork. It's like these thin lines, like it reminds me, it's just such a unique style, but it works, and I like that. It's like not too intense. It has this thing, and I just think it looks cool, and it shows so much expression, and it's weird because it's so simplistic, but yet it's so not. Kind of like the DC cartoon, the DC animated universe with Justice League and Batman and stuff. And you see them around the fire, and you see them doing the whole story thing, but now Bass is the man in black. Just like he was in the cover with the vest and stuff, man. It just... This was a thing, and it really had a lot to it. And what makes this so cool, and this is what I like about this company, everything has that different feel. Whether you like it, someone will. Here's Bass Reeves. Now, what you seen in the book was when he had a little more hair, because he did shave his hair down later, and you get like a history because he's a real dude. Told you, man. And the oath of the office, I Bass Reeves. First off, that's just a cool name, man. Like, this guy was made for the awesome Western story. Bass Reeves. Like, that's a name. That's his real name. And, it has sworn to and described before me on this day, 29th day of May, 1889. And the judge. And it's just so cool. Now, what I liked about this one, the Stay Tuned actually happened later. They did this one a little differently, too. So you got the Stay Tuned, but it's here. Instead of at the end of the book. It's actually at the end of the book. And I think it's because Kevin is a little bit different of a writer. Like, he's a little bit more. Like, his name will partially sell this book. It was a good read, smooth. I want to read the next one. They put enough action in there to hold you over, but told enough stories so you know who the hero is and who he is to the people. I do think that I hope a lot of people get to read this and learn a little bit about Black history from a different point of view, besides Frederick Douglass, Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, and those different things. Learned about a black man who helped work with America. And I think it's a really cool. I would love to see this at school on a Black History Month. And all the kids get like this and they talk about it or something. I know it's $5, so maybe the teacher, they usually have to come out their pocket. But I think this would be really cool for our class. I mean, if you got like 30 kids at $5, that can get a little pricey. You know what I mean? That's like yeah, I think they should do this, but at the same time, it is $5, and that's like $150 if it's 30 kids in a class. So I get it if they didn't, but even if they bought a couple and they say, "Hey, I bought a few of these," the kids who did well that year, you get this because kids do need to learn how to use, not lose. Not everyone gets a trophy. That would help out with a lot of things. So yeah, to me, that's still the best one. That was the one I was the most excited for, and it didn't disappoint, which I was so happy about. Um, at some point in time, I'm going to do one on Rat Queens. I did get that on a free comic book day at a discount. I may get one more. We'll see. I'm weird about Rat Queens. So I'll talk about that later. Who cares? I'm definitely buying that on July. For no other book, I'm definitely getting that book. This is the Geek Protagonist. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you thought. This one is a should buy. A high should buy. So that's my rating on it. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay real. I gave you my thoughts. I try not to go into too many details on the story all the time. I'm trying different ways to present these stories to you so that way I'm not spoiling too much. Also, I'm not as familiar with these books, so get used to it. I may review the next ones that I get to, just because, and maybe make it an every other monthly thing. Give me some more content. So this is the Geek Protagonist. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay real, and I'll see ya. Hey, thank you for visiting my channel. This is the Geek Protagonist. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Please, it'll really help me out in the channel if you actually share these videos. If you like what I'm doing, please hit that bell notification. Hit it, click. This way you won't miss any of my videos. Also, there's a thing on there that says personal and all. Hit the all. This way you'll get them every time for the notifications. I'm trying to, grow, trying to do commentary about what's going on. And I want to thank you again. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay real. This is the Geek Protagonist. I'm out, and I'll see ya.